What's going on, guys? Archangel here, aka Project, bringing you guys my EA Sports UFC game review. So let's get right into it. So start with the presentation. The game atmosphere captures the UFC very well. The crowd noise, Bruce Buffer's intro, the intro of the fighters, the entrance for them walking to the octagon. It's all very authentic. It has the atmosphere very perfect. Also with the Ultimate Fighters, they added Ultimate Fighters, kind of like career mode from like the NBA 2K series. They have the atmosphere for the Ultimate Fighter is very good as well. The presentation of this game is great. It's one of the best atmospheres I've seen in a sports game. Kudos to EA Canada. So moving on, guys, into the stand-up. So here's one of the most important aspects of the game, the combat. Starting with the stand-up game. As I said in my impressions video of the UFC demo, the stand-up game is very smooth. It's very authentic. Depending on what difficulty you play on, depending on how you experience it. Certain on lower difficulties like beginner and easy, you can just swing for the fences and knock a guy out. Meanwhile, on something like normal, there's more of an exchange. The opponent takes more hits, and the higher up it goes, the more hits the opponent can take, the less hits you can take. So it's very balanced, and it does cater to those who know how to play when it comes to playing on the higher difficulties, and it does give beginners a good intro into the UFC series for the fighting games. Like, again, stand-up is very fluid. I like it a lot. I don't see a lot of flaws with it. The punches are very smooth. The kicking is very good. There's not a lot of issues at all with stand-up. You might be able to find something if you are like reaching for it. Like I heard someone said about having to throw the kitchen sink at someone in order to get a knockout. Sometimes you have to throw so many punches and so many kicks to knock a guy down. Sometimes it's just literally just three or four kicks and that's it. So it really just depends on the fighter you're going against and your fighter as well when it comes to that in your standard bar and how much damage you already delivered to your opponent. So the standard game to me, again, is very good. So let's move on into the ground game. The ground game is a lot better than the demo. The demo, like I said in my video, it wasn't fluid, it wasn't smooth, it was kind of buggy, the character didn't really act to you. The ground game and the full game is just as EA said it would be from the day they announced this game till yesterday when they launched this game. It's very good, it's very fluid, it's a chess match, it's literally a chess match. What you're seeing right now is submissions, Royce Gracie versus Michael Bisping, and the submissions, at first, it takes some time to realize what's actually going on and how you're supposed to do the submissions. And once you learn how to do it, you understand why it's a chess match. You know, it's not a guarantee like it was in previous games where you could just put a guy in a submission and that's it. You have to actually, you don't have to, but it's better to weaken certain limbs or certain body parts in order for you to concentrate on that submission and that submission move to further make it better for you to get the submission. So all you see right now is submission, but again, like I said in my video before, the transitions on the ground is very smooth. The punching and attacking from the bottom, attacking from the top is also good. The ground game is just like the stand-up game, just like everything else I've said so far. Very solid, very good. Let's move on to the clinch. So getting into the clinch, guys, as you see right now, just a training session, part of the Ultimate Fighter game mode. It's very smooth, it's very fluid, just like the rest of the game. Like everything else is very fluid and very smooth. Again, kudos to EA Canada for capturing the UFC. The way they captured it is very fluid and very smooth and very authentic. I said before, the EA Canada makes their games very authentic to the sport that they have making it, like NHL and like FIFA. Look at those games, they're very good, great games, and this game is seemingly just as good as those games, if not better in some ways. So this is a clinch. It's very, like I said, it's very smooth, it's very good. This is how this is how they teach it to you as you trying to get into Ultimate Fighter. But if you go into the game and you do all these other kind of things like judo takedowns and all these other clinch moves like the knees to the chest and how to move players in position to get them against the cage and get knees on them. So besides that, guys, let's get to So getting into the game's customization, this is where things start to get bad for this game. First off, they have all these cities and all these countries for your hometown location, but they're missing a couple of the major cities in the US. First off, I'm from Detroit. They don't have Detroit in the game. That's pretty silly, especially when you consider they have Coldwater, Michigan. I don't even know where Coldwater, Michigan even is, but it's in this game, and Detroit's not. Come on, EA Canada, you can do better than that. Another thing is Game Face. Game Face isn't really accurate to Game Face itself. As in, you can go on EA's little website for Game Face, look at your Game Face, and then look at the Game Face they put into this game. They look nothing alike, and especially with the facial hair and the head hair and the head shape. And then you can't even go into the customize your hair or facial hair to get it at least looking as close as possible to you as you wanted to. I ended up having my character look somewhat decent to how I wanted to look. You know, that he looked like a fucking alien. His eyes look pretty weird, and there's darkness around his face. But you know, it was close enough. I'm not gonna go crazy about it. I appreciate them having Game Face in these games. Period. You know, it's a nice feature. Kudos to EA themselves for having this feature because it's pretty nice. And rumor has it that NBA 2K15 will have a Game Face, and that's just a rumor. No one knows about it. But more into customization, there's a lot of things to customize. You know, it's not all bad. It's just that portion of the customization that I found was pretty irritating and annoying and just dumb. But everything else is pretty good. You know, you can't customize your banner as much as you could in the THQ versions, or your shorts for that matter. But there's still a lot that you can do with customization. There's still a lot you can do for your trunks, your shirt, your banner. Just not so much as the THQ version. But it's not bad. You know, don't look at that me saying the customization is bad. It's just it can be improved. And since this EA Canada's first UFC game, maybe the next game for next year or the year after that, it will be a lot better. So moving into the graphics, my final thoughts. So getting into my final thoughts, graphically, the game is very beautiful. The likeness of each fighter for this game is very nice. They all look exactly how their real life fighters look. Again, kudos to EA Canada for getting the graphics done perfectly fine. It's a very rare thing for EA games to have true graphics to how the trailers look, and this game delivers in that. The Ultimate Fighter again is a lot like the My Career mode in the NBA 2K series, where you have your fighter who you create and you build him up to get into the UFC through the Ultimate Fighter house, and then you build your way up from the beginning of the UFC to becoming a champion if you can get there. And the way the point system works is again like NBA 2K with their VC system. So you have you gain points after fights, and you can put it towards certain tributes. It's better to put your tributes towards whatever style your fighter is catered towards, and then after that you can start spreading it out a little bit, put it towards here and there, and beef up those statistics. And then you have the number of fighters. There's a lot of fighters for each weight class, a lot of fighters in this game total, and that's really good. You know, one thing I told my brother about next gen systems is they have to have a lot of fighters for these games. You know, since it's next gen, you can't just throw in the short list of fighters and then have more fighters as DLC. No, there's a lot of fighters on the game itself. There is 2 DLC fighters, Royce Gracie and Bruce Lee. You can buy them separately, or if you pre-order the game, you get them for free. My final thoughts. The game is very good. I enjoy it. I like it. I've seen some of my friends who said they aren't really interested in it. I've seen some friends say that they bought it but they don't like it. They're having a hard time with it, or it's just not their cup of tea. To me, it's a very good game. It's one of the best fighting games, at least when it comes to sport fighting games. You know, the UFC, the Bellator, the MMA Elite, the Fight Night. This is one of the best ones I've played. It's a very good game. My final verdict for would be an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's a good game. Its flaws are very obvious, but they're not game breaking. They're not something that will make you stop playing a game. They're not something that will say, I'm done, I'm trading this game in and getting rid of it. No, my fear with this game was I'll get bored of it. My fear of this game was it will have all the issues the demo had and no positives. It has none of the issues the demo has, and it seems like I will be able to play this game over and over again. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You say it's Archangel, Prodigy. Peace out.